guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're looking at some of the most bizarre meal requests on death row. If you don't know what death row is, it's basically like in America or other countries where someone's about to be put down by like the law because they committed like an awful crime, and they get like one last meal decision or choice. I don't think I'll ever be in death row, but you know, maybe if I ever commit a big crime, it might be. What would your death row meal be?
Victor Harry Fager. In 1963, 28-year-old Victor Harry Fager was sentenced to death by hanging for convicted kidnap murder.
Oh my god, wow, this is going to be a deep video. I'm sorry, there's no way this man is 28. Maybe he was arrested when he was 28, but he got executed when he was like 40, because see that man right there, he was not a 28-year-old.
For his final meal, the young man had only one request: a single olive with the pit left in.
An olive? I won't lie, I'm not really a fan of olives. I do like gherkins. I hated them whenever I was younger. You know how you can get gherkins in like McDonald's burgers? What actually is a gherkin? I swear it's like a fried pickle, isn't it? I mean, I've never liked pickles or olives or even gherkins when I was younger. But an olive, it's literally your last meal and you're taking that.
After his execution, the olive pit was found inside Fager's suit pocket, contributing to the popular belief that he intended to be buried alongside it so that the olive tree symbolizing peace would sprout from his grave.
Oh my god, is that actually a thing? So like he was literally meant to be buried with it? I mean, I think they took the pit away in the end, but why would he want to come back as a tree? It's probably got to do with stuff in his head where he's like, oh, I'm gonna come back as a tree and oxygenize the earth. Either way, committed an awful crime.
Gerald Lee Mitchell. Gerald Lee Mitchell's final meal was even sweeter than Fager, but in an entirely different sense. As he awaited his final moments on death row, Mitchell had only one thing on his mind when it came to his final meal: an assorted bag of Jolly Ranchers candy.
Oh my god, I went to America once. That candy is amazing. Like, it's actually really bad for you, and like it's probably filled with chemicals, but they're amazing. I really like the blue ones, but then there was a sour one that I had. It ruined my teeth because like it literally made my back teeth hurt so much. Whenever you're younger, did you ever eat sweets and then like after you ate them, your teeth would hurt? If I sucked in them sweets for too long, it would change the color of my tongue and make my back teeth feel in pain.
After finishing the entire bag before facing the final curtain, it's safe to say this criminal intended to go out on a real sugar high.
Imagine he had like diabetes and like he was low-key trying to take his life before they could. Also with meals like that, obviously they're getting put to, you know, death. What would happen? Because like they can't really poo, can they? I don't know if they do that anymore, but if they do, like I want questions to my answers.
Lawrence Russell Brewer. While some have a clear idea of the last thing they'll ever eat, others are totally spoiled for choice. Taking full advantage of this unusual opportunity, convicted killer and white supremacist Lawrence Russell Brewer decided to indulge in an enormous feast in 2011.
Okay, so this is back in 2011. Obviously there's like certain things that like you can't eat. I swear I've seen a video once where like a child killer wanted like a dead baby to eat it. You ain't getting that, sunshine.
He requested 2 fried chicken steaks with gravy and onion, a triple bacon cheeseburger, a cheese omelet with ground beef, tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, and jalapenos, 3 fajitas, a meat feast pizza, a bowl of fried okra, a pound of barbecued meat with half a loaf of white bread, peanut butter fudge with crushed peanuts, and a pint of Bluebell ice cream.
Well, I mean, let's be realistic. He's just not going to be able to eat all of that. Like, that is stuff that, like, you could literally eat in a week. And he's going to eat that in, like, a few hours. They've literally just wasted so much food.
In a final screw you to the justice system, though, Brewer refused to eat a morsel when the order arrived, claiming that he wasn't hungry. Texas Senator John Whitmire was so furious that he decided to ban the last meal request in the state, though future death row prisoners have Lawrence Russell Brewer to blame for regular prison slop.
Oh, right, so he literally ruined it for everyone else. I mean, I knew that was coming. Like, I just knew he wasn't gonna eat it, was he? You couldn't eat that much. Like, that's such a waste of food. I mean, to be fair, if he didn't eat it, I'm sure the prison staff would eat it.
John Wayne Gacy.
Oh my god, I've seen this guy before. If I'm correct, he like dressed up as a clown or something like that. This man was really creepy. I watched a Netflix documentary about him.
Another felon who capitalized on his last meal request was the notorious serial killer John Wayne Gacy, otherwise known as the Killer Clown Pogo.
Remember 2016 when people literally dress up as killer clowns? Nah, I'm sorry. If you escape from him, that must bring back so much PTSD.
For his final supper, Gacy ordered 12 fried shrimp, a bucket of original recipe KFC, french fries, and a pound of strawberries. Prior to his conviction, Gacy had managed 3 KFC restaurants in his home city of Waterloo, and he clearly never got tired of that finger-licking goodness.
Why did they actually get a final meal? Like, I'm really curious. Is it because, like, it's their final meal they finally get treated? I mean, let's be realistic. He is an awful man. He committed awful heinous crimes. Honestly, if I were in charge of the jail service, they'd be getting stuff that would make them feel sick.
John Spinkalink. For some, food isn't the priority at all when it comes down to making a last order. Previously known as a heavy drinker, Spinkalink denied any special food to be prepared, but asked for a single flask of Jack Daniels instead, which he shared with the prison superintendent.
So we literally shared it with superintendent. We should get that superintendent investigated. Something tells me that them two are buddies.
After his death, the state of Florida's last meal provisions was revised to exclude alcohol altogether, but to be honest, going out while drunk doesn't seem like such a bad idea.
Oh yeah, like think of it, there's so many different ways someone can get taken out, isn't there? There's the lethal injection, there's hanging. I don't like that one, I feel like that one is a bit extreme, and then there's electricity. I think the main one that they do now is the lethal injection. I mean, I'm terrified of needles, so there's absolutely no way I'm going to be committing a crime bad enough to get me taken out by lethal injection.
Eileen Wuornos.
Oh my god, I've seen this woman before. I watched a documentary. I feel like I've watched a lot of documentaries about people like this. I'm just obsessed with like the mind of these evil people.
Eileen Wuornos also requested a beverage before taking her last breath in 2002, but of a different kind. A single cup of black coffee was all she wanted. It may seem like this request was her way of saying, don't even think about killing me before I've had my morning coffee, but Wuornos actually had far crazier motivations.
Oh my god, did you see that photo of her face? She's absolutely terrifying. Do you ever like look at someone and you can tell, yup, they're evil? I get that vibe with them people.
In fact, she didn't believe she was going anywhere for long. Her notorious last words were, I'd just like to say I'm sailing with the Rock, and I'll be back like Independence Day with Jesus June 6th. It's safe to say she still hasn't turned up yet.
I mean, that's good. Like, imagine you literally see her. That must be so terrifying. Like, imagine like someone literally gets arrested and like taken out for a crime they didn't do. Imagine she's got like a twin sister. Yet again, I was watching Criminal Minds recently, and I watched an episode where like there was a serial killer's brother who started killing people. It was terrifying.
Ray Rector. Ray Rector seemed to have similar motivations when it came to his last meal. Rector had ordered a tasty sounding meal consisting of steak, fried chicken, and cherry Kool-Aid, followed by a slice of pecan pie, but he left his dessert untouched. When asked why he changed his mind on the sweet treat, Rector simply said he was saving it for later.
Well, you ain't gonna be saving it for later, sunshine, because whenever you're out, you're out. These people are literally such narcissists. They genuinely think they're gonna beat life.
Whether this was intended as an ironic joke or a sinister hint that his return in the afterlife was imminent is entirely up to you.
I mean, I really hope he doesn't come back. The way science is, I've got a feeling they will be able to bring people back to life soon. I swear they're also able to freeze people. They have found like certain people in like mountains, and like they've been frozen for years and years and years. Imagine one day they literally bring them back to life.
Timothy McVeigh. What this senseless killer ordered as his last hurrah might surprise you, given the seriousness of his crimes. All McVeigh wanted to eat before his execution in 2001 was 2 pints of mint chocolate chip ice cream, though it's unclear whether one remained chilled as he guzzled down the first, or simply melted into a puddle beside it. To be honest, for a man responsible for 168 innocent deaths, even melted ice cream seems far too generous.
So he literally took the lives of 168 people and he wanted mint chocolate ice cream. If I was like a family member of a victim, I'd be so furious that these people are literally getting like nice stuff. Personally, I don't agree with the death penalty. I do believe they should spend the rest of their life in jail. Let them live out their life and rot in there. And then you also have to keep in mind it's cheaper to keep them in jail. Like, it's so expensive to take someone out.
David Leon Woods. Convicted murderer David Leon Woods spent a whopping 22 years on death row before he was put to death on May 4th, 2007 in Michigan, Indiana. When the daunting moment finally came, Woods had a fairly simple request for his last meal. He chose a standard pizza and an entire birthday cake, both of which he shared with his family.
Oh, well, that was like a nice goodbye meal. Also, imagine if your family member done something like that. What would you do? Would you go and eat the last meal with them? I don't know how to feel. Like, I genuinely just wouldn't. It's like, obviously they're your family and like you love them, but they've also done a heinous crime.
As it turns out, his birthday was actually 3 months after his execution, but hey, beggars can't be choosers.
Yep, you might as well celebrate your birthday 3 months before you're meant to be getting a bigger age, but actually you're dead. He was also in death row for 22 years. I feel like that would like really mind you. Because think of it, you're literally thinking every single day, is this going to be my last day on earth? I low-key do like that because like it tortures them, but then like why can't they be in death row until like they eventually naturally die?
Thomas J. Grosso. Thomas J. Grosso was not the brightest of the bunch. When Judgment Day came in 1995, his final meal request reflected his questionable life choices. He ordered a plethora of extravagant foods like 24 steamed clams, half a dozen barbecued ribs, a Burger King double cheeseburger, and 2 strawberry milkshakes, alongside a can of SpaghettiOs to be served at room temperature. When Grosso's meal arrived, he was served spaghetti and meatballs instead, a mistake he'd never forget.
Oh god, so they made a mistake. Yep, you do not want to make a mistake with someone like him. If you knew the stuff he's done to people and you purposely irritated him, you better sleep tight tonight with all the doors locked.
As his final words were, I did not get my SpaghettiOs. I got spaghetti. I want the press to know this.
Oh well, too bad. He's now gone. Moral of the story, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Anyways, that is the end of that video. That is some of the most bizarre death meal, whatever it is. If you're new, hit that big red subscribe button, and yes, I'll see you all in my next video.